Hello, I'm Steph.
And I'm Joel.
And welcome to Framed
Canvas Cuffs.
and Other Stuffs.
Season 2, baby.
Woo!
We're back. We're back. Can you believe it?
Bolé-a-doo.
Bolé-a-doo.
Ugh.
Enjoy the episode. Hello.
Hello, Joel. How are you?
So caffeinated and great.
Too much caffeination.
There's never too much.
Well, while you continue to get caffeinated, we got a little review
Yes.
on the podcast, and I thought I'd read it out. Thank the people. Feel like
If we get a bad one, can we read it out as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to know.
I need to know. All right, so this is our 5-star review.
Another 5 stars.
Another 5 stars. I found this podcast through Steph's amazing work on Insta and have purchased several of her Sevens collection. Thank you. I love how fresh and interesting this podcast is, completely based around the beautiful relationship between Joel and Steph.
Oh, stop it.
I feel like I'm in the room with them. We are all wearing amazing outfits, giggling at our jokes, and chatting art, culture, history, crime, and current events. It's just brilliant. Please keep it coming.
Okay, well, we will.
We will.
Reviewer.
Thanks, Mum.
Thanks. Thank you, gentle listener. That is very nice.
Very cute.
We like that you like to watch us as well. I feel like people who might just listen are only getting half the story.
You're only getting half the story.
Because we dress up in little outfits sometimes.
Yeah.
When you hear those little like ding noises when we're podcasting, if you don't know, those ding noises indicate that there's a reference picture coming up.
Yeah.
So people have been like to me sometimes like, what's with the dings? And I'm just like, well, that's if we're talking about a certain art piece or something like that, that's when it pops up. So if you really want to get the full experience, if you have the time while you're cooking or something, you've got the laptop in the kitchen, you're cutting up some carrots, having a vino.
Put us on.
Put us on the YouTube, framed. Don't just type in framed canvas cuffs and other stuff. So that's how we pop up.
Yep. Or framed the podcast.
Or framed the podcast.
Either or will come up.
Yeah. And then you can watch along.
Yeah.
See all our little memes, our brilliant editing work by SJ.
Yes.
And yeah,
There's some
experience.
some funny little things that pop up, so I highly recommend.
Yes. I have had some, one of my work friends she was watching us on YouTube, but she was like, I have to go back to the Spotify version because if I'm watching on the YouTube, it's way too distracting. Like I need to work while I listen. So it's more so, if you're a podcast listener, maybe while you're doing your cooking or something like that, which is how I watch us. Because I watch us. I'm not one of those people who's like, I don't want to see myself. I want to see.
I'll watch it 3 times.
I want to see and fully analyze myself.
Yeah. And then not realize, like, I'll fully analyze myself and I'll just pick myself apart. And I'm like, Joel, you're great. You're stunning. You're beautiful. You look like Linda Evangelista.
No.
So.
Nah, people like us both together. Yes.
And we must be like this for the rest of our lives.
Well, when we travel now, we won't be able to go on the same plane.
Because what if it goes down?
Because we can't both go down. Someone has to steer the ship here.
Yeah, 100%.
God forbid it's me. So you don't. I'll run this show into the ground.
You absolutely would not, but I appreciate. Recommendation for this week, Joel?
So I was having a think in the car ride over here.
Sorry, I think kids are just the worst fart.
Oh, really? Ken's, it's a little pizza-shaped fart. I can't smell it over here.
He does it.
Oh, he did a little fluff.
When he does fart, like, he doesn't usually fart, but when he does, boy, knock your socks off.
I can smell it now. The way that my beautiful little cat turns his whiskers into just the most nuclear smell.
Really?
Like he's just the sweetest little angel. He smells like bread.
Yeah.
He's just
making biscuits.
And then he only eats the same thing every day. I don't know how it turns into something so demonic.
Yeah, well, same with Kenzo. So
yeah. Well, everyone farts, Kenzo. It's okay.
It's okay.
You gotta let it out, or else you'll spontaneously combust.
Oh, it just blows up.
It just blows up.
Never. All right, Joel, back to what you were recommending.
I recommend. So, I was having a little think in the car, And I wanted to give a shout out to our amazing photographer friend, Jackson.
Yes.
Who, if you'd know by now if you follow us, we've had some promo material for this season. The theme has been kind of like office core. So we're in an office setting, we're in a boardroom, we're next to a printer, and it's Steph and I in these cool office attire, like blazers and pants,
role-playing
whatever.
offices.
Yes, which is meant to be framed HQ.
Yep.
Anyway, when we were kind of thinking about getting this shoot together and whatever, I was sussing out a few photographers, and this photographer that I have known his stuff kind of popped up in my head. And his name is Jackson. He's a Melbourne-based photographer. He does such interesting photography work where he thinks about every detail, like the backdrop, the setting, the clothing, the lighting, everything like that. And there's just such a creative flair to it all. He's always got like a really strong concept, a la kind of, I don't know if he would like to be compared to anyone, but he makes me think of like David LaChapelle, where he would just, the concept always comes first.
Yeah.
And he's got these amazing photos. Like one of the ones that is my favorite, he does a lot of self-portraits. There's one where he's in a living room with a bunch of older ladies in the back. I believe they might be family or family friends, and they're all kind of sitting in this living room setting. But he's in the middle of the living room on like this motorbike.
Yeah.
And he set it all up himself.
So clever.
And it's just got a point of difference to a lot of the photography that you see.
Yep.
And it's so good that it's coming from a Melbourne-based photographer.
Yes.
And I just love his work. And I just thought it was the perfect way to, encapsulate what we were thinking for our promos to get him involved, because I knew he would get it.
Yeah.
And he totally did.
Yeah.
When I sent him like the mood board of kind of what we were after, he was just like, oh, say no more, completely get it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so his Instagram handles are at Jackson Miles, JXN Miles, I'm pretty sure. He should pop up anyway if that's what you type in. So if you're, if you're in Melbourne and you need
some
promo photos, or he does a lot of work with drag queens as well.
And he's so quick on what are we doing here, bud? There we go. He was really quick on the return. He was on it.
Super profesh.
Yep. And just 10 out of 10, easy to work with.
Yep.
Just got the shots. And I'm not one to feel comfortable, believe it or not, in front of a camera, especially when it's still photography. And I didn't feel too bad, which was nice.
He made us both feel very comfortable.
And
albeit you getting the giggles quite a bit.
But he's like, be serious. And I said, no.
Because I'd be doing serious model face and then you'd have to look at me or something
and
like that, and you would just crack up laughing.
I couldn't, because
for those Steph, of you... we're acting here. We're acting.
Those of you who don't know, Joel, used to model a little.
Believe it or not. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
And
put me in the main room.
Oh, yes, sure. And then... when you are someone like myself who is just so awkward and overthinks everything.
But who also went to acting school.
Also did a little bit
and used to pose for my photos when I went to photo school.
Yes. She had less of a self-conscious thought in her brain at that point, I think. But yeah, when you look into Joel's beautiful, stunning face and you're just feeling like the Liz Lemon of the group.
Oh, no. You looked so amazing.
Yeah, he did a great the Mulder and Scully of it all was...
Yes. Yeah, it was very like Mulder and Scully vibes. There's one in particular. I think my favourite one is the broken printer, where we've got the Andy Warhol and the Mona Lisa prints coming out of the printer. I'm looking all confused and you're just like serving face on the phone. It looks so good.
So good. And shout out to you, Joel, because you put that all together and I just had to rock up, which was... fantastic.
Well, that's what I do here all the time. You put it all together and I just rock up. So I thought, hey, Joel, pull your weight and let's get some promo images together. And they turned out so good. So, we've gotten some great feedback from it. Shout out to Jackson. Thank you so much for being on board and just completely getting it. if you're in Melbourne and you need some cool photos for something, anything, hit him up.
Hit him up.
Yeah, shout out to Jackson. Thank you so much for all your work with us. We loved it. So yes, recommend photography, art. He puts the
art in photography.
Well, I was about to say that and I'm like, no, I can't. That's such a big sweeping statement because photographers are artists. But his point of view just really spoke to me.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anyone kind of recently, in Melbourne doing the kind of things that he's doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out
Hire
Jackson.
him.
And he's so young.
I know.
He's got such a bright future ahead.
Us old crones over here.
I know. He DJs too.
Oh, cool.
I'd be like, what are you doing tonight? He's like, I'm DJing. I'm like, what time? He's like, I start at 2 a.m.
And I'd be like,
oh my God.
I will be well asleep. My recommendation, if you want a good show to put on in the background, it's a whodunit.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Shondaland. It's called The Residence.
Oh, yes.
And it is so good. And it is so entertaining. It is very like, Agatha Christie whodunit. It's keeps you guessing the whole time. The acting is superb.
There's set in the White House, is it not?
Set in the White House. There is a murder at the White House. Or is it a suicide? We don't know.
And a special little cameo from a little certain someone, I've heard.
A Miss Kylie Minogue is there. And you know what? She is 10 out of 10 great. She's playing Aussie gal.
Aussie cow. Such a weird get for a Shondaland.
I know. And
I want to know how that all came about.
Yeah, because she is referenced a lot. She's in it and her music is throughout the first few episodes as well. So it's as a timeline kind of, because it flicks around a bit. And it is so funny. And she's so, Charlene from Neighbours. That's the one.
I love that. She really tapped back into Charlene.
Yeah, and her accent is like just typical Aussie.
Yeah,
Aussie
went
gal.
full ochre with it.
Yeah. And it's just so good. Very, when she did her cameo on Kath and Kim.
Yes. Oh, yep.
Epony Ray.
Epony.
It's just a fun show. It's not too thought-provoking and it's just fun. And you know what? We speak about it a lot.
We need some fun.
Dance like no one's watching.
Yep.
And this is the show for that.
You need a real switch your brain off.
Yeah.
Oh, well, not all the way off because you'd still need to.
I still am guessing. By the end of every episode, I've accused someone else and I'm always wrong. J'accuse. And I'm never right. So, don't put me on traders, but.
Love to be on traders. We've talked about it so much.
Get us on there.
Do I apply for Survivor?
No.
Yeah. I think I know that I wouldn't win, so I'm just like, well, what am I putting myself through all that for?
Traders is fun because you're in a castle. There's
and
Alan
you get to
Cumming.
sleep in a bed.
Yeah, you get to sleep in a bed. Survivor.
You get to have wine.
Yeah, Survivor just sounds hard.
For Survivor, you got to really have to be all in. You have to be like one of those outdoorsy types. You have to really push yourself because I would go in it wanting the $1 million.
Yeah, you want to win.
But the rigmarole of all of that to get there and hungry. Oh my God, I'd be so
hungry. And I
do not do well when I'm hungry.
No, I am so angry when I'm hungry.
Bitch when I'm hungry.
I would be instantly voted out because they'd be like, we can't handle her. We don't think she's bad. She's just terrible to be around.
I just do not think I could win it. And then I'm like, well, what's the point of it all?
Have you seen the clips of Mike White? He was
on it. Mike White, the creator of White Lotus.
Yes, and also School of Rock.
Yeah,
he was on it, and he's so funny in those clips.
Yeah, you really have to get out of your comfort zone in those kinds of things. But yeah, no, I feel like I'd be more traders inclined.
And see what happens.
I might apply. I've been applying for the Melbourne Survivor, which is kind of like a LARPing event where you go and play Survivor for a day or 24 hours or 48 hours.
Ooh.
And they do challenges. They vote people off.
Amazing.
All of that. And I think you win a bottle of wine and a gift voucher.
That's so cool.
Have I talked about this before?
No, you've never talked about this.
I've applied for that 2 times. I've been rejected both times.
Rude.
I'm like, come on, guys.
You know what? We'll start our own version.
What does it take?
I know.
I just want to play.
My dream version of LARPing Survivor is playing Taskmaster. Have you ever watched
Nah.
that? Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, it does not look interesting to me in
It
the
is
slightest.
typical British humour.
British.
yeah.
British one. Okay. They are better at all of those shows.
Start with the OG is my only advice. I love all the other versions, but it's just I just want to play it so bad.
But watch me get into like the Melbourne Survivor and my first hour there being like airlifted out.
Just crying.
Airlifted out by a Medi chopper.
He drank the beaver water. He's gone crazy.
He's got exhaustion.
Bring out a machete. We've got to get him out of here. He's going to commit a crime.
He's got jungle fever. We're just in Albert Park.
Oh dear. So yeah, watch The Residents on Netflix.
Yeah, cool.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, I'll pop it on.
You know what? You'll enjoy it.
I know I will enjoy it.
So
yeah. Well, guess what?
Don't
All
sound
aboard.
The love train.
The love train. You've got a Joelette, baby.
Toot toot.
Toot toot. It's going to be weird. It's going to not feel quite right, and it's not going to be as structured.
You know what? Sometimes you got to be bamboozled.
Yes.
And I like it.
I bring a bit of chaos. Because
energy.
I'm not the most organised when it comes to doing these.
I like it though.
Yeah. So
break the chain.
I've got I've got a series of stories.
Ooh, get
you.
around the campfire.
You know I love me a list.
The one thing I know about Joel, he loves the list.
And you know I put this together at 9 p.m. last night. I'm so annoyed so I wanted to do one on Madame Tussauds, thinking that for sure someone would have stolen one of the wax sculptures.
At least Harry Styles.
And so in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, I've got my next episode. I know what I'm doing. Didn't look it up, but I'm like, surely, like yeah. Yeah, day before I'll find something, blah, blah, blah. No, not really anything stolen from, nothing of note at least. Nothing online.
Maybe the security is good.
Maybe.
The only place where security is good.
A lot of people doing weird stuff to wax sculptures, but I didn't really want to get bogged down in all of that.
Don't want to associate your brand with that.
No. So I had to pull this together real last minute. But thankfully, YouTube kind of helped me. I kind of typed in a few buzzwords and I found a really good YouTube video and I was like, okay, this can be a subject that I talk about.
I love it. Let's rock
and
and
then
roll.
I did a bit of digging.
Ooh, in the trenches.
In the trenches. So the title of my things is You Got Cursed.
Wow! Cursed objects.
Cursed artifacts.
Ooh, I love a cursed artifact.
I love a bit of spooky, a bit of all that kind of stuff, a bit of superstition.
Yes.
That's so my bag. So that's the kind of route I'm going down.
Oh, let's dive in.
Yes. So my first cursed artifact I've titled this Pompeii, You Stay.
Ooh, that was good.
Yes.
You know what? 9 p.m. works on you.
9 p.m. Bit of wine. Let's go. A tourist who pilfered fragments from the ancient city of Pompeii 15 years ago has returned the artifacts, claiming they were cursed.
Ooh.
The Canadian woman, identified only as Nicole, sent a package containing 2 mosaic tiles, parts of an amphora and a piece of ceramic to a travel agent in Pompeii, alongside a letter of confession. Nicole, who was in her early 20s when she visited Pompeii's archaeological park in 2005, blamed the theft for a run of misfortune that she had suffered in the years since. This is a bit heavy, including having breast cancer twice.
Oh my goodness.
And experiencing financial hardship.
Oy.
Must be the rocks from Pompeii.
Must be.
Did she just have a bit of a milk throat?
Yeah, I did. Must be. That's where they get the AI voice. It got stuck there. I was like, well, I guess that's
it's
happening.
So embarrassing when you get milk voice.
I know.
Like,
now I'm like, hello.
It's up there with the when you choke on a piece of spit or something like that, and your body just.
I was trying to say we were out for dinner and I needed water and I was half choking to the And it was
Oh,
a nice
God.
restaurant. And I was like, get the water. It looked at me like I was crazy.
And your eyes start spluttering. Everyone around you goes like, "Oh, are you okay?" And you can't like get the words out. It's the most embarrassing thing. Yes. So Nicole stole these ceramics and some rocks and whatever, and she believes that it gave her breast cancer twice, and that's the reason she's experiencing financial hardship. Please take them back. They bring bad luck, she wrote, because she added a letter with when she returned them.
Yeah.
At the time of the theft, she said she wanted to have a piece of history that nobody could have, but that the relics had so much negative energy linked to the land of destruction. Pompeii was buried in volcanic ash after the catastrophic eruption of Mount Vesuvius in AD 79 and lay buried until the 16th century, when its rediscovery transformed the understanding of life in the classical world. Now, most of us know about Pompeii, and you know, in school and whatever, they kind of go through it in history how the people that lived in Pompeii, their bodies were covered in
Frozen in time.
Yeah, they were frozen in time. They were covered in this debris and ash that kind of like mummified their shapes. So it's quite haunting. You see, you know, people in the position that they were in as it happened, just forever.
That's wild.
It's wild. I wouldn't go taking anything from a site like that.
Yeah, it is the rumour that if you do take something from Pompeii, you will be cursed, even if you took a little rock. It's like before you go there, you get told, don't do it.
She didn't just take a rock. She took a few things. She was like, I'll take that and I'll take that and I'll take this.
What are you doing?
What are you doing, Nicole? The ancient site is one of Italy's most visited attractions and for years has had to deal with the problem of tourists stealing from it. Nicole wrote in her letter that she had learned her lesson and wanted forgiveness from God. I am now 36 and had breast cancer twice, she said.
Wow, she was young.
Yeah. The last time ending in a double mastectomy.
Oy.
My family and I have also had financial problems. We're good people and I don't want to pass this curse on to my family or children. I guess when you're in that position, you're going to
do what you can.
You're going to be like, you know what? It could be these stones.
Could be these stones,
and
these rocks.
this piece of tile. Nicole is not the only one to repent. The package contained another confessional letter from a couple, also from Canada, along with some stones stolen in the site in 2005.
Stop stealing shit.
Stop stealing stuff. We took them without thinking of the pain and suffering of these poor souls experienced during the eruption of Vesuvius and their terrible death. How do you not think about that when you're taking it?
Honestly.
Those people are everywhere. You can see them with your own eyes.
Literally. It's like going to Auschwitz and taking some shoes. Like,
Yep.
Not happening.
They wrote, "We are sorry. Please forgive us for making this terrible choice. May their souls rest in peace." Over the years, so many stolen relics have been returned to the site along with letters expressing guilt. That the park officials established a museum displaying the artifacts.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, most of the time tourists wanted to keep the relics as souvenirs, but some thieves have also tried to sell pieces of Pompeii online. That's bad luck.
Bad.
Yeah.
That's double bad.
That's doubling down.
Yeah.
In 2015, a brick taken from the ruins in 1958 was put up for sale on eBay.
What?
I know. Don't know how much it sold. Didn't really go into it. But yes, that's the story of the cursed items of Pompeii.
That is just
don't do it.
Just don't do it. Pompeii, cursed. Like, just don't.
Respect.
Yeah, it's also
Madonna, how about a little respect? We have to put that video up or something so people get the reference.
Play it. Pompeii. It's a grave site.
Yeah.
It is a grave site.
I would like to see it.
Going this year, actually.
Are you really?
Yeah, well, it's part of our tour, part of our stop. I specifically want to go and see one of the first murals with the first depictions of a sex cult.
Sex cult?
Yep. A lot of sex culting happening. Well, to be fair, it does have some of the first brothels around in Pompeii. But there's a mural. There's a mural that depicts what historians believe to be one of the first cults, and there's a lot of sexual acts happening in there. So I'm going to go and see that.
I wonder how old it is. Is it like cave painting vibes?
I guess when Pompeii was around, so we'll put
It's like ancient pornography.
Yeah, yep.
Wow.
And apparently there's like lots of like tiles with like dicks on them, and it points towards the brothels.
Oh,
You know what?
That's fascinating.
Yeah, at that time, I think very sexually progressive, but we are just, we have gone backwards.
We have. They would have been into everything back then. They didn't know because society didn't have its bee in its bonnet about. I assume. Maybe people were getting killed for things. I don't know.
Yeah. But so you know what? I won't bring a rock back.
Don't bring a rock back. Don't bring a
I'm
tile
going to
with
think
a
about it
penis
the
on
whole
it.
time I'm there, though.
Yeah, don't even check your shoes. Make sure there's not a little bit of rock caught in the groove of your shoe.
You just see me go, I'm sorry, Joel.
So that's Pompeii. That's one of the pictures of the
notes.
That's one of the notes, and with the rock.
I didn't know. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
You know what?
Well, but common sense.
And also, everyone talks about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure your tour guide would have told you. Maybe I will bring back a rock. No, I won't.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Our next cursed artifact is called the Hope Diamond.
Ooh, sparkly.
Yeah, it's actually really gorgeous. The Hope Diamond is by far one of the most notorious diamonds of all time, shrouded in mystery with legends as multifaceted as the diamond itself. Why do all of these things have words in it that I really struggle to say? This is my first time reading
it
through
aloud?
it. Oh, and that makes me think. The Pompeii story was from theguardian.com.
Thank you, Guardian.
Yes. The Hope Diamond is by far one of the most notorious diamonds of all time, shrouded in mystery with legends as multifaceted as the diamond itself.
Beautiful.
Also known as Le Bijou de Roy, the King's Jewel, or Le Bleu de France, France's Blue. And the Taverner Blue. The Hope Diamond is a...
I've got 7 names. You can refer to me as the Hope Diamond.
Artist formerly known as. The Hope Diamond is a magnificent deep blue color and weighs 45.52 carats. As beautiful as it is, you probably wouldn't want to wear it or own it, as it's supposedly cursed.
Oh.
Since its discovery in India in 1642, the infamous diamond was stolen at least twice in its long history and has changed hands several times, leaving a trail of unfortunate fate and supposedly bad luck for almost every owner.
Hey.
The story goes that the curse began with the Tavernier Blue, which was the precursor to several large diamonds, including the Hope Diamond. Jean-Baptiste Tavernier, a 17th century French merchant who traded gems, allegedly stole the blue diamond from a Hindu statue where it was serving as one of the eyes.
Oh, wow.
Very Aladdin vibes.
Yeah.
When he goes into that big tiger's mouth and he sees that red ruby.
And he
plucks it out.
Yeah.
And the tiger wakes up.
And says...
Upon discovering it was missing, the priest put a curse on whoever was in possession of the gem. It's said that Tavernier came down with a raging fever soon after stealing the diamond, and soon after he passed away.
Oh.
However, the reports show that he lived until the old age of 84. Hold on.
He died. He died. Oh, no, wait. He might have lived.
It said... Tavernier came down with a raging fever soon after stealing the diamond and soon after passed away. However, other reports show that he lived until the old age of 84.
Okay, so it could be he died because of the diamond, or it could be that he lived. You know what? Accounting back then, like keeping reports, not so good.
Yeah, 50-50. Well, he did one of those things. And I'm going to go with he was cursed.
Yeah.
With a raging fever.
Or was he cursed with old age?
Yeah. I skipped a few other owners because yawn. What's the Roman numeral XVI? Is that...
6 or 12?
It's Louis this is Louis XVI and his spouse Marie Antoinette. So who was she with?
16.
Louis or Louis?
Louis.
Louis XVI and his spouse Marie Antoinette inherited the French blue diamond. Louis XVI was guillotined during France's turbulent political era, and his wife met the same fate 9 months later. I bet you didn't know this was because of the diamond.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say it couldn't have been the revolution that happened.
Some say that their death was the result of the Hope Diamond's curse. Princess de Lamballe was a member of Marie Antoinette's court and was her closest confidant. She was a temporary wearer of the supposedly cursed diamond and died soon after.
Oh.
The diamond was stolen during the French Revolution and recut. Wilhelm Fals was a Dutch jeweler who was responsible for cutting the 115-carat diamond to the 45-carat blue Hope diamond we see today. Okay, so he's cut it down.
Cut it down.
After it was cut, he suffered ill fate when his son allegedly stole the diamond, murdered his father, and then took his own life.
Oh my God.
It could be the diamond.
It could be you know what? The diamond makes people crazy.
The diamond's whereabouts were not known for many years. It reappeared in the catalogue of a gem collection owned by a London banking family called Hope in 1839.
Ah.
Skipping forward to the 1900s. Oh, these names. Simon Maioncharidis was a Greek merchant who owned the diamond and resold it in 1910 to Pierre Cartier. Cartier?
Oh, Cartier.
He drove his car off a cliff.
Meow.
Yeah. Simon drove his car off a cliff.
Oh, Simon.
1912. Evelyn Walsh McLean was a rich heiress who bought the Hope Diamond from Pierre Cartier in 1912.
Ooh.
There are stories that she even affixed the diamond to her dog's collar.
Aww.
That poor dog.
Yeah,
Don't
also,
give it to the dog.
How much money do you have that you're attaching a giant diamond to your dog?
That dog's going to drive his car off a cliff. Her ill fate began when her mother-in-law died and her son died at the age of 9.
Oh my God.
Her husband left her for another woman and later died in a psychiatric hospital. Her daughter died of drug overdose. And Evelyn eventually had to sell her newspaper, The Washington Post.
Oh!
She died owing huge debts. Evelyn's surviving children sold the diamond to a famous jeweler in 1949.
Wow.
I mean, so many people died of crazy things back then as well.
Yeah, it's like you got a tiny cough and it was like, catcher.
In 1958, the jeweler donated the diamond to the Smithsonian Institution, sending it through the US mail for only $2.44 in postage and $155 in insurance.
That is wild.
Wow.
I would be hand delivering that diamond.
Absolutely. Maybe in the 50s, the mail was pretty, legit. They made sure it got places.
Yeah, they actually made sure it got there in one piece.
Because if I was that post guy, I'd be like, oh, you're not going to see me again.
I think I'm going to
I think I'm going to drive my car off a cliff.
Oh, dear.
Where is it today?
Where is it today?
The Hope Diamond, now valued at $250 million,
Whoa!
is housed in the National Gem and Mineral Collection at the National Museum of National... Oh, wow. Oh, you're going to have fun editing this one.
National Museum of National...
It's at the National Museum of Natural History in Washington, D.C. It is the most visited exhibition at the Smithsonian and remains one of the most notorious diamonds of all time. I wonder if anyone has tried to steal it.
Yeah.
The Hope Diamond.
It's very famous. I've heard of it before.
Is that the one they try and steal in one of the Oceans movies? I think it might. Maybe. I don't know.
You know what? We'll research. I'll sit down and watch them all this afternoon.
Well, if you don't want to see the real deal in fear of being cursed, you can see a life-size replica of the Hope Diamond when you book a tour at the Cape Town Diamond Museum at the Clock Tower Precinct at the waterfront in Cape Town. This might be an ad from the Cape Town Museum.
I was going to say... These people, what does Cape Town have to do with any of this?
They've got a replica of it.
So they just said
You could see a plastic
version of the Hope Diamond.
The source I got my information from was the Cape Town Diamond Museum.com.
I understand now why they wrote about it. You know what? Visit Cape Town.
Hey, it had some pretty hectic owners. Marie Antoinette, Cartier.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Pierre Cartier is the Cartier.
I assume.
Main
and then
person.
the woman who started the Washington Post.
Yeah.
Or owned it. She had a real rough one.
I know.
Everyone. And also, I like how they're like, he had an affair, husband had an affair. Who didn't in 1912?
It resembles almost the necklace from the Titanic.
It does.
I wonder if it inspired James Cameron.
Yeah.
But it's gorgeous.
I want to see.
That's one of those things that you see and you'd
You'd be like, ooh.
be like, oh, I want that. I got to get that.
I wonder if
You're
it...
hypnotized by the
And
diamond.
that's why they're driving cars off cliffs.
Yes. All right.
All right. What
Any
else?
notes on the Hope Diamonds?
You know what? I don't want it.
Should we go to Cape Town and go to the museum
It would
and see the
probably
replica?
be closer to go to the Smithsonian and see the real thing, if I'm honest.
Yes.
So maybe, but
But we won't get too close.
no. And you know what?
We don't want to be beheaded.
No. I can't believe they were like, you know what? They had this diamond and they got beheaded. Yeah.
There was a French Revolution happening.
And politics.
Yeah.
Like, but you know what? It was the
It
diamond's
was
fault.
the diamond.
was
Nobody ever suspects the
The
diamond.
It's the diamond, you see. I want to make a movie that's based around this diamond now. Where it's
Yes.
just some old little crone being like, it's
Yeah.
the diamond, you see. No one ever
It's
suspects.
the diamond. We're staying in the realm of jewellery.
Oh, fancy.
We now have a cursed amethyst, which is beautiful. I'll actually show you the picture before I go into
Oh,
the
that
story.
is pretty. Very purple, very nice. Very nice. I like
Gorgeous.
it. Different, unusual. Sometimes I forget what the colour amethyst is and then I see it and I go, oh, it's purple.
Well, I thought it was kind of green, but I guess that's, what's that, emerald? Sapphire? Emerald.
Emerald.
So, the cursed amethyst from museumcrush.org.
Museum crush.
I did a lot of traversing the internet
Yeah,
for
I
these
like
cursed things. I
this.
went to, they weren't all just from Wikipedia. I didn't check if they were legit websites or not. I was just
You
like,
know
you know
what?
what? Whatever's written here is the truth.
We'll take it as gospel.
This apparently cursed gem was owned by a 19th century polymath. Have you heard of that word before?
I've heard it and I can't remember what it means.
Edward Heron Allen.
Is it just someone who's good at a lot of things?
Maybe. Well, poly, yeah.
And then math.
Maybe lots of math.
Lots of math.
He's so good at math.
Guys, I'm just really good at math.
So powerful was its curse that he eventually decided to have it stored away in a bank vault.
Oh.
Inside several locked boxes with a note of warning to anyone who dare handle it. Heron Allen also left strict instruction not to remove the amethyst until 33 years after his death.
Oh.
Oh, wouldn't you be tempted to open it though?
Oh, and wouldn't you just like be like,
Yeah.
look.
Positively do not open.
Yeah. It's like, maybe I'll just
Have a little peek. Well, I'm cursed.
Got to drive off this cliff.
Oh, there's a car.
Just got to get in my car. Excuse me, guys.
Really need to drive off a cliff right now. The curious story surrounding the stone says that it was stolen from the temple of god Indra during the Indian mutiny by Colonel W. Ferris.
We are stealing a lot of things from India.
India, and they've got a lot of jewels. He was an officer of the Bengal cavalry. Mm-hmm. After Ferris's death, he deteriorated and he died. Sorry.
I like
Sorry,
he deteriorated
And he died. Deteriorated, such like emotional language.
It really is.
It makes me feel like he's turning to dust
Yeah,
before
he's
our
just-
very eyes.
just getting swept away in the wind.
The cursed amethyst was passed on to his son, who suffered a similar bout of bad luck and eventually gave it to Heron Allen after facing a string of health and financial misfortunes. Heron Allen made several attempts to get rid of the stone, even lobbing it into the Regent's Canal.
Oh,
but
don't
they
be doing
all
that.
proved unsuccessful each time it returned to him.
How did
Wait.
it get from the canal?
How did it come back?
He's like, he throws it
threw
in.
it
He's like,
and
wait a second. I've got to get that.
It boomeranged back to him? Or
That-
he threw it in and then got home and it was just sitting on his...
there?
God
That's
damn it.
cursed.
That is cursed. Less than a year after his death, Heron Allen's daughter donated the amethyst to the Natural History Museum.
Oh.
Not the National Museum of Nationals. Where, I hope this is a listenable episode.
It is, don't worry.
Where it is on display in the vault.
What? There must be
something
some kind
around
of vault.
it.
Yeah,
and they must have a vault. One theory is that the tale of the amethyst curse was fabricated to help bring validity to a story Heron Allen wrote in his 1921 collection, The Purple Sapphire and Other Posthumous Papers selected from the unofficial... I'm going to start that again.
Oh dear.
One theory is that the tale of the amethyst curse was fabricated to help bring validity to a story Heron Allen wrote in his 1921 collection, The Purple Sapphire and Other Posthumous Papers selected from the unofficial records of the University of Cosmopolitan under his pen name Christopher Blair. That's the name of his story.
Say posthumous papers one more time. That's hard.
What Dr. Seuss title is this book? The Purple Sapphire and Other Posthumous Papers selected from the unofficial records of the University of Cosmopolitan and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, stupid name. You know what? What was his name? Christopher Walken.
Christopher Heron Allen.
Oh, Christopher Heron Allen. Get it together. With a name like that, though, he is naming things weird.
No, Edward Heron Allen. Yeah, interesting that, I don't know, maybe he did create this curse behind it to, add some sauce to his book.
Because just add a sprinkling of salt. Because let's be real, people are just dying.
Yeah.
The only weird thing is the thing that keeps returning. Like if you're throwing it into a body of water.
But that's so far-fetched. And if that is in the book, then I don't know. But you know what? It's still in the museum. It's still in a vault. People aren't going to toy with if it's real or not.
No.
Because they don't want to risk it. It is very pretty though. God, these are mouthfuls, some of these words. Holy
you're doing a great job.
This one's called The Unlucky Mummy.
Mummy dust!
Mummy dust.
The mummy dust.
What have we learnt? Don't mess with mummies.
You know what?
Stop taking stuff from Egypt.
If you go to Egypt and you see a mummy.
Don't take it.
You decide to mess with it, that's on you
Nah,
at this point.
Put that mummy down.
Hey, you see that mummy dust? No. Stop it.
No. Don't touch that mummy.
Don't touch that mummy.
This was also on museumcrush.org, hopefully with less big words. Not actually a mummy, but the mummy board or coffin lid of an unknown high-status woman in the 21st or 22nd dynasty, which is between 1950 and 900 BC. The British Museum's unlucky mummy has earned quite the reputation for causing destruction through its ancient curse.
Hey.
The mysterious mummy was found in Thebes in the late 1800s, and tales of its curse started soon after that. It's said that the 4 young Englishmen who bought it, 2 died in shooting incidents and 2 died in poverty. A string of illnesses and accidents and deaths following this are said to be attributed to the mummy.
Ooh.
Or the mummy's lid.
The coffin lid. Just the lid of the mummy.
One of the most astonishing rumours surrounding the mummy's curse is that it caused the sinking of the Titanic.
Oh my God.
With the loss of more than 1,500 lives.
How strong is this mummy curse?
One of the victims on the Titanic was journalist William Thomas Stead, who was one of the first to pen articles about the mummy's curse. Survivors from the disaster recall Stead telling stories of the ominous artifact over dinner, and as the mummy's sinister reputation grew, people even began to believe that its presence on board caused the disaster.
What?
So this guy was on the Titanic
and
talking about this mummy, and I hope I don't curse us, of this mummy
You just see us sinking.
People started, must have been telling this fabulous story, and
Yeah.
then people were talking about it and gossiping about it. Oh, do you think he's telling the truth?
Truth.
Do you know? And that brought the spirit of the mummy on the Titanic, and that's why it sunk.
If we rewrote
Not
Titanic,
not the iceberg.
not
it was
Rose
the
and
mummy.
Jack, we should write a whole movie about it.
Was the iceberg even there?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think it was the mummy all along.
This is, of course, entirely false. The shipping records show that no mummy was on board the ship, and the mummy never left the safety of the museum until 1990. Well, yeah, he was talking about the mummy.
Yeah, we know the mummy wasn't on board.
Yeah, not too much on my man William Thomas Steed. He was just chatting about
Just
it.
chatting. He knew.
Yeah.
Shooting the shit. What else are you going to do on that ship?
That's the mummy.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
It 100% looks cursed.
And it's interesting when you see sarcophaguses and mummies and whatever, they're so little.
Yeah, they're actually not as big as you, but it looks quite large. But it's
Yeah,
not.
well, it looks large in pictures, but when you see them in real life, they're only like 4.5 feet or 5 feet. Well, they're a bit bigger than that, but
no, but they were little.
they were little.
We've grown.
We've grown. We're evolving so slowly, but
but we're growing. Yeah,
Yeah.
something about Egypt and
you just don't mess with ancient
Egypt.
Egypt or any ancient culture. Like, just
Yeah.
don't fuck with it.
Don't leave it.
It's so pure and so untouched by, anything of the modern world.
Stop taking their shit.
Yeah. That's all my curses.
I love a curse.
I might do another one of these because there were a lot of different ones as well. And these were the ones that I picked.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed talking about them.
I love a curse. I love a spooky, like, old wives' tale type. Like, maybe.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
I think I just like how it was like, and it's not true.
I love an article that leads you down one road and then goes, actually,
"Nope,
well, that didn't happen.
That is not happening. Very well done, Joel. A great episode.
Yeah.
What if you had to take a cursed item? Let's say you had to go here. What item are you taking? What thing are you taking?
I feel like a jewel would get me.
Yeah.
I feel
Something
like I'd be
shiny.
hypnotized by a jewel.
Ooh,
Yeah.
something shiny.
So the blue Hope Diamond.
Yeah.
That would definitely entice me.
Yeah.
There's something so special about it.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I saw something like that, I would, start salivating a little bit. I'd be like Abu from Aladdin when he's trying to get the red
Yeah.
thing. I'd just be like, oh, I want that.
I want that.
Yeah.
Give to me.
It's shiny. It's so regal. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous. What about yourself?
I'm taking a rock.
Taking a rock.
Because it's easy. And it's just the impulse, because I'm not going to, but being in Pompeii, all I'm going to think is take the rock, take the rock.
Leave those rocks alone.
And then I'm going to go,
Get a rock from somewhere else and just convince yourself that it's from Pompeii.
but maybe that's part of the curse.
Yeah, maybe.
I won't take one and I won't report back because I don't want to be bringing that. I do believe sometimes in these curses because
Now talking about it, I would even, I was being silly before when I was like, when you go through Pompeii, make sure there's nothing in your shoes or whatever. I would honestly
double check.
Go through the little grooves of my shoes and stuff
Yeah.
and brush it out. You wouldn't want to bring that energy back with you. Is that
No.
crazy?
No, because I think as well, regardless of whether the object is cursed or not, if you're thinking about it that much,
Yeah.
you will believe it and manifest it. I think.
Well, as soon as some bad thing happens, you'll be like, well,
The rock.
the rocks.
The rock's in my pocket.
Yeah.
I've just got 7.
I got a rock from Alcatraz,
You know what?
but they were giving them out at the gift shop. You can buy it.
It's not
I
like.
bought a rock. That's stupid.
Do you still have it?
I think it's at my mum's house.
Oh, you know what? When you're there next,
No, I gave it to my dad.
call him up.
Yeah. Dad, watch out.
You might have a
I'm
cursed
just
rock on your
going
hand.
for a drive, Joel.
Where's
by
my
the
car
cliffside.
keys? Oh dear. Yeah, I curses. Can't. You know what?
Can't live with.
Can't live with him. Can't live without him. Oh dear. It's
Classic second
episode
episode
of the day.
energy.
I'm
Love
into it. As always, leave us a review. Find us on Instagram. Find us on TikTok. Watch us on YouTube at Framed the Podcast or Framed the Pod.
Don't mess with mummies. Don't mess with Egypt. Take only pictures. Leave only footprints.
Oh, and on that note, have a good week.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Have a good week.
Have a good week.
Have a good week, everybody.
Have a good week. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.